Let's talk Cardiff City then, and they've been very disappointing in the Championship so far this season. Obviously, in recent weeks, it's got a little bit better. They picked up 4 points in their last 6 available, but before then, they hadn't won a game. They'd only scored 1 goal and only picked up 1 point. Well, is Omar Rizza the man to take them back to safety in the Championship? Now, over the course of the last few seasons, they've brought in some really good players, and they've had a lot of turnover, and obviously they've let go of a quality player in the likes of Ebo Adams to Derby County. They've let go of other players as well, and they've also suffered a ton of injuries. But for me, I think there has to be a big discussion about Cardiff City, because I do think that they are going to be safe in this division now. I think this managerial change is exactly what they needed. I think under the previous management, they were able to put things together, but not able to create proper top quality chances. Now, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County and EFL content across the course of my channels. You'll see them all going across on the ticker, so make sure you go ahead, follow me over on social media and subscribe to the channels. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers by Christmas, and I know that you can help me. Well, Cardiff City then. Obviously, it's a big period for them right now. Obviously, we're really early on in the season. We've seen at points this early in the season where you've had teams battling for promotion that end up getting relegated, most notably Birmingham City last season. And you've also had teams in the relegation zone that have gone on to get promoted through the playoffs in Nottingham Forest. So I think it's time for Cardiff City fans not to worry overly about what is going on at the moment. I do think that they're turning it around. I think Rizza's done an excellent job over the course of the last couple of games. Obviously, it didn't start off too great, but the last couple of games picked up 4 points out of 6, which is obviously 2-game unbeaten run. You've got to take those little wins as you can. And I do think that they're on the right track again. I think they've put in a really good performance against Bristol City, which will obviously take them on through this international break into their next game. And I do think Cardiff City can turn this around. Now, if we do go ahead and look at the division at the moment, you'll see where Cardiff City are. They're currently sitting 24th in the division on 5 points. They're 3 points away from safety with their next game against Plymouth Argyle up here. And I think Cardiff City are in a really good position. If we do go through their last 2 games, you look at the Bristol City game, obviously took the lead in that one. If we look through the numbers, they should have won the game. They're getting themselves into some really good areas. Obviously, you want to probably get rid of these pop shots on the edge of the box, but they created 3 big chances, 1.77 XG, 15 shots. If we go down here, 1.77 non-penalty XG, mainly from open play as well, which is a complete turnaround compared to the form that they were showing under Errol Bullitt. If we also go to the win against Millwall, another really, really good game for them. Picking up chances, 2 big chances in this one, missed them both, but 0.81 expected goals, 10 shots as well. And if you look at obviously Cardiff City's squad, I think, where are you, Cardiff? If we go back to Cardiff City and look at their squad, they've got some. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest EFL content, which is coming on the channel. I also have a Derby focused channel, which is called Lewis Talk Derby. Go and check that out. And you'll see all my other channels and socials linked on the ticker down below, so make sure you go and check them out, and I'll catch you in the next part of this video. Some really, really good players in this collection. I think Callum Chambers is a really good player. Perry Nguy is really good. Joel Bagan, really, really good. And you go into the midfield, obviously Aaron Ramsey, you've got Callum Robinson, Colwill here, you've got Rinamotta, another really, really good player. And obviously that's without even talking about Alex Robertson, who I think is a really, really good player. You look at the forwards as well that they've got available to them: Chris Willock, Al Ghazi, Miete, O'Dowda. Obviously, Keon Atete is out with an injury at the moment, but I think when he comes back, I think he may be a big player for them. But it's one of those for me where I think they are getting themselves now into some good positions. If we go through the team stats, and you'll see where they rank for everything. Obviously, at the bottom due to their performances and losing a ton of games, but if we go to like the average possession 15th, expected goals, they are right down at the bottom. But you've got to think 2 of that expected goals has come in the last 2 games. Over 2 of that expected goals, sorry. Big chances missed, 8, but like 5 of them have come in the last 2 games. If you go on shots on target, 3.4, and things like this. I think they're going to be in a really good position. They've not even conceded the most XG at only 13.8. They're 8th in the division. But what they do need to improve is their touches in the box. They need to be getting more set pieces, more corners and things like that. And I do think that by the end of this season, I think they'll be massively safe in this division. I think they've got some really good squad players. You look at the players they've bought in this summer, and I don't necessarily think any of them are really bad players. Obviously, we'll go from Chris Willock onwards, but what quality have they let go of over the course of this time period? That is a big question, and there is some. I think Ibu Adams, who, if you look at his numbers for Derby County, are really, really impressive. 87% of aerial duels won, 96% defensive actions. Like, is a really, really good player in this division, and they let him go for a fee of around £500,000. So it's not as if everything's been all good, but obviously they will get better, in my opinion. They do play Plymouth Argyle next. If we look at the XG chart for Cardiff City, they should be in 21st had they hit the standards that they've set. Which is obviously under the previous management, and then heading into this new one. If we look at them over the last 5 games, they are sitting in 22nd position with 4 points. So there is a good possibility that this Cardiff City side are safe come the end of the year. When you look at their last starting 11, I do think it's quite good. You look at Robinson, I think he's a really good player. El Ghazi, I really like. Tanner, I think, can be a good player. It's one of those for me where I think in a couple of weeks, I think they'll be fine. We obviously know last season wasn't the greatest season for them, but they did finish in mid-table, and the season before they were in 21st, and before that 18th. And obviously they've sort of gone on a bit of a downward spiral since being in the Premier League in 2018-19, and it's not really a surprise that they've gone on this spiral, but you'd probably expect a little bit more from this team, and it does show that the parachute payments coming out of the division are really helpful. 2 back-to-back near enough playoff positions, and then obviously in 21-22 it all started to go downhill. But will they be able to turn it around this year? I certainly think they will. Obviously, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Just take a look at some of these players that they've got available to them. It's not a bad squad at all, in my opinion. I think there's some really, really good players here. I do think it's only going to get better for them, but you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Now, we've spoke about Cardiff City in this video, and I do think they're in a really good position to be able to turn their season around. Under new management and new coaching staff, I think it gives some of the players a new lease of life. You've obviously got a ton of injuries which are going to be returning over the course of the next few weeks, and I do think that'll have a massive impact on the season as a whole. Now, obviously, let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in my next video.